Welcome back, programmers. Guillaume here. What is your best score at the pure programming snake game? Tell me. You don't know? Of course you don't know. There is no score in the game yet. And that's the purpose of this episode, adding a score. And also I will add two new screens, a start screen and a game over screen, with each of them their own music. And I will make sure that the state machine loops through the three states: start, playing, and game over, of course. And in the game over screen, I will also display the score. So that's it. After this video, you will be able to tell me what is your best score at this game. So let's get to it. Okay, so back to the code of the snake game. So I want first to add two new screens, okay, in the state machine, kind of, the start screen and the game over screen. Sorry, by the way, I will look on the right a lot because I have my, well, the file that is prepared is on this side, so my head will always switch to the right. So let's go. I want two new screens, so I need to have pictures of images for those screens. So I already prepared two images for the start screen and the game over screen. So these images, I will load them as sprites. So two new sprites, sprite start and sprite game over. Then I need to load those images. Maybe I should show them to you, what they are. So the start screen will look like this. It's transparent, you don't see, but there's a snake here and the shortcuts here. So I will draw the background, and then over the background I will draw this image. And for the game over screen, I will get this game over. Your score is, and here at the end we will put the score of the user here, and press any key. We don't see anything, but that's what's written here. Press any key. So the thing is, when you start the game, it will start on the start screen. You hit spacebar, it will start the game. You play, you lose. You go to the game over screen and your score is displayed. If you hit any key after that, it goes back to the start screen. That's the plan. So I need to load, as I said, I need to load those sprites. So let's go in the create sprite procedure and see, load the start screen. I load start the sprite start, the start.png, and I load the sprite game over, being the gameover.png. Then I need to create two new procedures. I need to create two new states, because I want to handle the states as being game over or start. So far we have two states, remember, we have the state playing and the state pause. But what I want is really to have also a state start and a state game over. So by the way, we could move it like this. It's even better. Sorry, my keyboard is messed up. Well, and now we need two new procedure, because remember, in the main procedure right here, you see that depending on the state, I'm calling different frame drawing procedures. So I need two new ones: draw frame playing, draw frame pause. Of course, we will have the draw frame start and the draw frame game over. Draw frame start draws a frame of the game when on the start screen. It's going to display the background, and it's going to display over that the sprite start, which takes the whole screen. And for the draw frame game over, I'm displaying the sprite background as well, and I'm displaying the sprite game over this. Okay, now we need, of course, to handle the so-called state machine that I showed you in the main. It's not really the state machine. The state machine is the transition between the states, and here is just displaying the correct frame based on the state. Here, indentation always. Okay, so when I'm in the start state, I'm drawing frame start. When I'm in the game over state, I'm drawing frame game over. Otherwise, still doing the same. All right. Now we need to change the state. So far it's only state playing and state pause. Now we need to handle the new states. So to do that, we do that. So first, initially in the init procedure, the state is playing. So we don't want that anymore. We want to be the state start. Of course, we start in the start state. And that's it. Now we need to transition from the start state to the playing state, and I said I'm doing that with the spacebar. So in the handle keys, okay, in the handle keys here, I need a new case. When I'm in the state, when I'm in the state start, the game is on the start screen. If I hit spacebar, so keyboard release, if I release the spacebar key, then the state moves to playing. I start the game. I start playing the game. And of course, we need to also handle the game over. So to do that, I'm going to write a simple procedure here under the init, I guess, somewhere here. A game over procedure. I could do that for the state playing, by the way, but it's kind of the init. So here, the game over procedure, very simple, it just moves the state to game over. And when do I call this? Well, I call this in the prepare frame playing. Whenever I'm checking that I'm dead, initially when I'm dead, I'm playing the crashing sound, remember, and I'm just calling back init. But now it's not init anymore, it's game over. The snake is dead. Game over, of course. And of course I need also to handle the transition from the game over state back to the start state, and I'm doing that in the handle keys procedures again. Let's put that at the end this time. When the game is in the state game over, then if I hit the any key, keyboard released PB key all, then I calling init. And that's it. That should do the trick to manage all the different screens. So we need to test that. Let's run it. Ready? Ah, look at that! Snake! So that's my game. Start. Press spacebar to start. I also see that. And the music starts. Okay, let's play. Spacebar. So now I can play. Okay. Very nice. And then if I die, boom! This game over screen. So, two things here. Music, still playing the same music. Well, that's not too bad, but I want to change also the music, one per screen. It's going to make an ambience. Okay. And here also, look, there is some. And if I hit spacebar here, it goes back to the snake. But I can use another key, H for example. It goes back. So any key goes back to the start screen. But I noticed already when I was doing the tests, something is that, look, if I'm hitting the keys, so the arrow keys to play, and if I die when hitting a key, for example, for when I turn, you see, if I do that and I turn, see, this game over screen goes away very fast, because the fact that I had the arrow key pressed, when I release it, it's already in the game over state, and so when I release it, it's like any key has been hit, it's the arrow key, so it goes back directly to the start screen. So I need to handle this issue. Escape, okay. And to do that, I'm going to use the actually the left pushed and right pushed global variables. Remember, I use that to be sure that when I'm pressing the key, it's not going to consider that I've hit the key several times. So left push, right push, and I'm going to use that in here. So let's see what I've done here. So if I'm dying because I hit the left or the right key, the left or the right arrow, I'm going to check if the key was first pushed before. And if it was pushed, either the left or the right key, then I'm not doing anything. I'm not moving back to the start screen. I'm just putting back the right or the left push to false. And only after that I can handle another key hit. So let's try this version. Okay, so I'm going to die when pushing a key. That works. I don't go directly. Let's try again. Well, this time I was too... See? But I noticed again another issue. No, I need to run it. I noticed another issue with that is when you want to do a U-turn and you're close to a wall and you're dying by doing a U-turn. Well, like this, I want to do U-turn. Oh! And if I hit two keys too fast and the first makes me die, the second will make me back to the snake, the start screen. And I don't like it because in the game over screen I will display the score, and if you're not able to see your score, maybe you had a high score or whatever, and you will miss that. So I also need to handle this. So what I'm going to do that is I'm going to use a timer. When we switch to the game over state, I will wait for 1 second until you can hit a key to move back to the start screen. So this 1 second will be handled with just a quick global variable here, state time, which is more game over time, by the way. And in the handles key procedure, I will make a whole lot of change. Handle keys is right here. Okay, instead of, so what did I copy? I copied the whole state. Okay, here, all this, I'm moving this back to that code. So first I'm checking if a key has been released or not. If a key has been released, but elapsed time minus state time is more than 1 second, more than 1000 milliseconds, then I go to the start screen. If it's less than 1 second, I don't do anything. And we also need to put the state time somewhere, and the state time is set in the game over procedure. State time here. So I'm moving to the state game over state, and I'm also reinitializing the time. So when I enter this state time, I keep the elapsed milliseconds, and when I handle the key, I'm checking if the elapsed millisecond is over 1000, meaning I spent more than 1 second in the game over state, then I can handle the key correctly. And I remove the left push, right push values because all this is reinitialized when I call the init. So let's test this version. Will you? Spacebar. I run. Okay. One single turn. That works. Still in the game over state. Spacebar works. U-turn. That works. Now let's just die. But I hit the spacebar before the 1 second. Now it works. Let me try again. Before 1 second, I will hit the spacebar. See, I have to wait 1 second for the the key to have an effect and moving back to the start screen. Okay, we're good. What is not good for me is the music. So I found 2 new music files. I converted them to OGG files and I put them in my folder. And now I need to have 2 new music. But first, if we look at the sounds constant that we have, the enums here, the music is called music. So I need to rename this guy everywhere. I will rename that with sound music playing. Okay, everywhere. Now that it's done, I can add 2 new sounds, 2 new enum values. I guess it's right here. Sound music start, which will be the music on the start screen, and sound music game over, which will be the music on the game over screen. And I need to load them, of course. So we do that in the main procedure. Where? Just right here. Okay. So sound music start.ogg, playing is music.ogg, and game over is gameover.ogg. I should have renamed the file to playing.ogg, would have been better, but whatever. Okay, I'm loading the sound. Now I need to play the sound, and so I need to switch when the state is switched. When we go back from one state to another, I need to stop the first music and start the next one. And I will do that in the different procedures. So first, the init procedure. So in the init procedure, we go from game over to start state. So here's the start state. So first I'm going to stop the music game over and then play the music playing. Then in the game over procedure, I need to add some code to play the music. So right here, I'm going to play stop sound. So when I'm game over, I'm stopping the music playing and I'm starting the music game over. And when, so here in the handle keys, when I go from start to playing, I need to start playing the music. And also I need to start to post the correct music. So here, see, blue, case start. Oh, okay, so that's, sorry. Here, sorry. When I'm in this case start, I need to put a blank line here. I don't like this indentation not being correct just when I paste the code. So here I'm in the start state and I hit the space bar. And I hit the space bar. Yes, that's what I'm saying. So I need to put that in the if, so I can move that. How does this work? Like this. Oops. Okay. If I hit the space bar, I move to the state playing and I stop sound. I stop the start music and I play the playing music. Perfect. And also, so I could show you what it does. Okay, so that's the music for the start. No, that's not the correct music. And that I don't know why. Let's check it again. So in it, when I start, I should be playing. Oh, that's not correct at all. I should be playing the start music. Pfft, not. So I'm stopping the game over, I'm starting the start music. Yes. When I'm game over, I'm stopping the music playing, I'm starting the game over. And when I'm starting the game, I'm stopping the start and I'm okay. Now that should work. Okay, so that's the start music. then hit spacebar. Back to the music you already know, but I'm playing, and when I die, that's the music, like sound, sad music. Okay, what I think, and if I'm back to the start, that's the start music. But here you see the toggle music M, and so I'm expecting that if I hit the M key, even on the start screen, it will turn off the music. So I want to handle this even if it's not like mandatory, but I've came up with this little piece of code right here that I need to put right there. And so what am I doing here? I'm just checking the keyboard. If I hit M when I'm in the start state, it will turn, turn the music volume back to 0, and then I'm playing the start with this new volume. And that's it. So we should check that quickly. I'm in the start screen. Music is starting. M is stopping the music. M putting it back. Okay. Where are we now? Okay, we have the music, we have the state, and now what do I need? Well, guess what? I need the score. I need the score, and to have the score displayed on the screen, I need a scoreboard. So I will create a new sprite, which is the scoreboard. Yes, it is here. Exactly, scoreboard, and I need to create in the create sprite. No, not in the create sprite. Well, I could do that here. I need new constants for the different sizes and stuff. Here, let's put it right here. So what are those? Let's check them. Scoreboard width, scoreboard height, so the dimensions of my scoreboard, and the position X and Y, and that is it. Design wise, I want it to look exactly just like the board itself, okay, the checkerboard with the orange border, but just the one color on the background, the dark blue color, and I will display the score in that. So I have those constants, fine. Now I need to create those sprites. Well, this sprite actually, only one sprite. I go here and I'm going to create it here. Okay, let's have a look. It's exactly the same as when I drew the board itself. Here, the scoreboard, I'm creating the sprite scoreboard. I'm starting to draw. I'm drawing mode all channels. I'm doing a box, an orange box with the border color, okay, orange box, and then I'm punching a hole in the orange box, doing this smaller box within it, just with the alpha, the alpha channel, and then I'm putting back the drawing mode to all channels, and I'm drawing a box of the BG color dark. So that will make basically a dark box surrounded by an orange border. And that's it. That's my scoreboard. And I need to display this scoreboard, of course. I need to display it, and when do I display it? I'm displaying it when I'm drawing the background, because the background is the background picture plus the board. So I need to add the scoreboard. All right. So very long line. I'm displaying the sprite scoreboard at X minus border width, Y minus border width, to be sure that my X and Y will be on the border. No, my board, actually my scoreboard, but whatever, it's not very important. And that's it for just the scoreboard. Let's have a look at my scoreboard. Is it nice or not? Look at that top left corner of my game is my scoreboard, and I would like to have a score displayed in there, because when I'm eating apples, I'm supposed to have my score, you know, increasing and I don't see my score. I need to see my score, please. Okay, let's do the score. So to compute the score, we need the score. Yeah, global variable score. Not really, let's put it, I don't know, anywhere. Score.I. Okay, I have my score and I need to compute the score. In the prepare frame playing, every time I eat an apple, right here, I redimension the snake. I will make sure my score is incremented. Score plus 1. Woohoo! But I also need to initialize my score, which I didn't do actually. Huh! Funny. In the init procedure, I need to say that I'm back to 0, because otherwise it's gonna be strange, no? Alive equals true, and then go back to 0. Of course, score equals 0. So that's my score. And now I need to display the score. That's the tricky part. I'm not going to write the score using text. I'm going to write the score using bitmap fonts. I found this online. It's a picture of letters and numbers, so basically just a bitmap. Every character has the same size, 11 by 16, and what I need to do, I'm going to use a special function called clip sprite, which will, every time I need to display one of the digit here, I will just clip this whole image, this whole sprite, to the basically the section that I need. And so I know each character is 11 by 16, so I can compute exactly the position and the size that I need to clip to display the figures from the numbers, sorry, from 0 to 9. I don't need the rest, by the way. They're not very pretty, but they will do. This is called font 1116. So I need a new sprite because I will load this picture as a sprite. So another sprite. I like sprites. I have sprites everywhere. Sprite font. And of course I need to load the font. In the create sprite, at the bottom of the create sprite, I will load the font. Done. Sprite font, the file, blah blah blah. Okay. And now I need to write a new procedure to display any number. Okay, so where, maybe draw background, I don't know. Just right above this one. So this one I will explain.
Okay, so quick explanation on how to write a number from a font bitmap or bitmap font. That's my bitmap. It's basically a grid. Each character has the same size, in my case 11 by 16. So when I want to clip, I want to find the x, y, the coordinates of the top left corner of the character, and then it's always going to be 11 by 16. So to find the row, here I want the digits only. To find the row, it's always going to be 48 for me, because the last row, the third row, is at coordinate y48. For the x, it will depend on the value of the digit, because all the characters are in order here. If I want to display 0, I take x equals 0. If I want to display 2, I take x equals 2 times 11, because each is 11. In my case, I need to add a 1 because the first character here starts at x1. So the formula here is x equals n times 11 plus 1, y equals 48. And n here is the value of the digit. The digit 4 is the value 4. And then you have the x and y, you have the width and height. And when you clip in PureBasic, when you clip the sprite and then you display it, it will display only the part that you have clipped. And then you have to do it again. You're going to clip here, it's going to display a P. You're going to clip here, it's going to display a 7. So I'm going to clip only on this line to get all my digits. How to get the n, the value of every digit? The formula is here. To get the nth digit of any number, n starting at 0, so the lowest digit is index 0, you take the integer part of the number divided by 10 to the power of n, and the result modulo 10. In PureBasic, it's written a little bit differently, because the power function, the power command here returns a double. I need to transform the double into an integer first, then I divide the number by this integer, and this is an integer division, so that the result will be an integer, and then I take this integer modulo 10. That's the same result, but in coding in PureBasic it's a little bit different. Let's try with an example. I take the number 463. Those are the indices of each digit. You can write this number as 4 times 10 squared plus 6 times 10 to the power of 1 plus 3 times 10 to the power of 0. And you want the 4, the 6, and the 3. So let's start with the 3. Digit, the n is 0. So the formula is written just like this. You can pause the video, check, but the formula works for each character and you get the value of each digit.
Displays any positive integer number as sprites, aligned on the right, meaning I will start by the lowest digit. For example, if the score is 123, I will start with the 3, align it where I want, and then put the 2 and the 1. So to do that, I'm writing a procedure, display number, which checks the number that you want to display, the coordinates, the x and the y. So for this first version of this procedure, it's going to be the top right corner, the xy top right corner of your number. Display number procedure. You can download the code and have a look at that. And now in the draw frame playing, I need, of course, to display the score. Let's display the score. That's what we want, right? Yes, here I'm displaying the apple. Okay, the apple, the background, the snake, and the score at the end. Why not? To display the score, I display the number. Which number? Well, the score. And I'm displaying it. Remember, it's aligned on the right, so scoreboard X plus scoreboard width and scoreboard Y. And that's it. That's it. That's displaying the score. Let's run it. Do I have a score? I do have a score. Look at that in the scoreboard. What do you see? I see that I have a score. 3, 4. I'm too good at this game. It's going to take too long to make me die. So I will commit suicide. I'm sorry. Let's wait for a score with 2 figures, 2 digits, 11. See, that works like a charm. 12, 13, let's die. Boom! But here I want my score. Your score is, well, I don't know. So I need to display the number here again. Okay, so I need to first find in the game over picture the coordinates where I need to display the score. So I will do that. And I will put the coordinates somewhere. I have no idea. Right here, I guess. Here. Okay, game over score X. Okay. And that will be my coordinates. And I need to call in the game over, of course, in the game over procedure. I'm stopping the sounds and then blah blah blah. No, not game over procedure. Draw frame game over, of course. What am I doing? Control V. I'm displaying what? Display score. Of course not. Displaying number. I'm displaying the score at X, Y. Let's try this. So here, I should not wait for having a score of... let's die. I'm dead. My score is 1. But look, it's kind of funny because the 1 is... there's a lot of space because it's right aligned. I would like it to be left aligned, to have less space between my is and my score. So I need to change my procedure, my display number procedure. I need to change it just a bit, okay? So that I'm going to add the align left parameter, which tells me basically, is it aligned on the left or is it aligned on the right? So it's a Boolean. If it's true, it's aligned on the left. If it's the default. If it's false, it's aligned on the right. And I will change the whole lot of things. It's taking time, so I will copy the whole content of my procedure and I will explain it to you.
Finally, the alignment. Here is how I'm doing it. It's way more difficult that I could have done, but whatever. The input in my procedure is the X and Y. I want to display X, Y, and I want to display a number. So X, Y, if I want the alignment on the left, I'm going to start at X, Y and display the digit moving right. And I'm starting at the highest digit, the 4 here. So I'm basically moving the power of tens from 2 to 0, and I'm moving the characters, the X position, on the right. So I'm adding a shift here, X shift. So my P step is going down, and my X shift is going up, is positive. And if I want to align the number on the right, the starting point I'm passing X, Y to the procedure, but the first character I want to display will be displayed here at X minus shift. And then I'm moving the X on the left, so I'm decreasing by X shift every time. And I'm starting at the power of 0 and going up the powers of 10. So the P step is positive. That's the hard way to do it. The easiest way to do it would have been to just compute this position, the first position from the start, and then going always in the same direction. But that's not what I've done.
So what did change? Not much. I removed the default values that were here. I put them in the if down there. And I added a new increment, a new variable, which is the increment. Will I go from the highest digit to the lowest if I'm left aligned, or from the lowest digit to the highest digit if I'm right aligned? And that's just going to be +1 or +1 or -1. The increment, put some nice comments here. If it's aligned on the right, let's do the else first. Same thing, X digit is the X minus the shift. The power starts at 0 and the step is I'm moving from the lowest to the highest, so from 0, 1, 2, that's the powers of 10. So I'm moving +1 with the 1. And if I'm aligned on the left, the X digit, the first digit starts at the X that is given by the parameter. And then the power starts at the number of digits. So if I have 3 digits, it's going to be power of 2, 10 to the power of 2, so 2. And then I'm moving negatively, so the step is moving from 2 to 1 to 0. And here I'm doing basically the same, looping through all the digits, clipping sprite, zooming sprite, displaying sprite. But here the difference is that I'm using the step to know how I should move my X. Should I move it to the right? Should I move it to the left? So I'm just multiplying by P step. The X shift is multiplying by the step. Oh, it's not correct, but okay. Let's put it, sorry, I don't like when it's not respecting the case. P step, and the power, every time for each iteration of the loop, I'm adding. So if I start at 2, I should go down, so 2, 1, 0. So I'm adding just the step, okay, the P step, the power step. And that's it. This way I can display either a line on the right or on the left. Do not hesitate to have a look at this procedure. And then I need to call it. I need to call it, the default is left, so in the game over, display game over, that's correct, but in the draw frame playing, I want to display it a line on the right, so here I need to do false, okay, and also I changed a little bit, you haven't maybe you noticed, but in the display number here, it was 23, but now I'm just x minus 23, but now I'm seeing x minus x shift, which makes more sense. So I'm missing the two first pixels that I need to add in the draw frame playing here. I am going to display it at scoreboard with blah blah -2 and a line on the right. In the draw frame game over, it's by default a line on the left at the correct position. And also I need to change the position, the constant here. It's not 480 anymore. That was computed based on the alignment on the right. Now it's a line on the left, so it's 430. And that's it. We have our game. Let's have a look at the finished product. Music is nice. I can play the score. Let's die now. I want to die. The score is correctly aligned on the left. It's pretty nice. The music is fine. I can start again, I can turn off the music, turn on the music. This works fine. And I will play this game forever. I like it. I know. Oh, I lost 8. Can you do better than that? I'm sure you can. And that's it for the snake. And voila, the snake game has a score. You can play it and tell me what is your best score. Mine is 54. Try to beat that. The next episode about the snake game will be actually about keeping the high scores in a separate, table. If you enjoyed this video, as usual, drop a like. If you like this channel, you can subscribe right here. You can check out the social media right there and the latest video right here. That being said, thank you all for watching. I will see you soon.